I knew eventually it was going to happen, so I've been preparing myself for a while, and frankly, in the grand scheme of things, it's not something that bothers me that much. The fact that Kobe Bryant is about to pass Michael Jordan on the NBA's career all-time scoring list. I knew it was going to happen based off of longevity of career and performance by Kobe. I knew it wasn't a matter of if, but when and how soon. So I'm okay with that, and Michael Jordan's place on the all-time scoring list is not really that huge of a deal to me. Congratulations to Kobe. He's done a lot over an extended period of time. He's had an impressive run in the NBA. There's no question about it. And I know what this is going to lead to. This is going to lead to another attempt by ESPN and the NBA and national sports media to try and set a certain narrative, to try and foster a certain environment, to try and ignite, reignite, and recreate another area of discussion and debate, somewhat artificially. Who's the better player of all time? Jordan or Kobe? Is it MJ or is it Kobe? And now this is just another excuse to try and set this narrative to give people something to talk about and get people all excited and skip and whoop-de-woo. And look, Kobe's a great player. He's one of the better players in the history of the National Basketball Association. I don't take that away from him. I don't dispute that. However, stop it! Just because the guy patterned his game after MJ doesn't mean that the student has surpassed the master. Stop it! For some of you that never really watched Michael Jordan, especially in the height of his career, that really only have the perspective of watching Kobe Bryant, and therefore you assume because you grew up on Kobe, you knew Kobe more, that Kobe is better, stop it! For those of you that actually buy into and believe the flimsy, mostly nonsensical and illogical arguments that have ever been made to say that Kobe is better than Michael Jordan, stop it! And in general, stop this debate. Stop these comparisons. Because they are an exercise in futility. There is no comparison. Kobe is no MJ, period. I usually don't like to engage in this type of debate. I just usually say MJ is better, and by a significant margin, and leave it at that. But I know what's coming, and I know what the discussion is going to be, and people are going to lose their ever-loving fucking minds. They're not going to understand the attempt by ESPN and the national sports media, the NBA media, to try and make today's product look even better, and as a result, make somebody like Kobe Bryant look even better because it's best for business right now. So that way they try to artificially prop up this great debate that really, frankly, isn't a debate. Because in almost every single damn measurable category, and especially in today's world where so many people are focused on statistics, Kobe Bryant isn't even in MJ's class. Kobe Bryant isn't entering MJ's stratosphere. And these are facts. Just flat out facts. Jordan's won more NBA championships. So if you care about success and you care about winning, Jordan's better. And Jordan won 6 championships as the man. Kobe won only 2 of his 5 championships as the man. The first 3, he was clearly the second option behind Shaquille O'Neal. And that is an indisputable fact. In Jordan's 6 NBA Finals appearances, he won 6 NBA Finals MVPs. 5 of them completely legitimate. 1 in 96, maybe not so much. Kobe's won 2. That's 6-2. You look at regular season success. NBA Most Valuable Player Awards. Jordan's got 5 of the motherfuckers. Kobe's got a whole freaking 1. Jordan once won Defensive Player of the Year. Kobe never did that. Jordan has more 30-point-per-game seasons than Kobe. More scoring titles than Kobe. And by a significant margin, Jordan has 10 of them, including 7 in a row. Kobe has a fucking total of 2. Jordan has more 6+ rebound per game seasons, more 5.5+ assists per game seasons, more seasons where he shot 50% from the field. And in fact, Kobe Bryant has never shot 50% from the field in any season throughout his long, proud NBA career. Jordan did it 6 damn times, playing the same position in an era where it required a higher degree of difficulty for his shot making because of the superior defenses that he played against and the higher level of physicality that he faced. It's just ridiculous. More 2+ steal per game seasons, more 1 block per game seasons, a higher career scoring average by a wide margin. His Bulls numbers, 31.5 points a game to Kobe's 25.5. Higher rebound per game, assists per game, steals per game, blocks per game, a lower turnover per game ratio in the regular season, a much higher career field goal percentage. Jordan, in his career with the Bulls, shot over 50% from the damn field. Kobe's at like 45%. Jordan has a higher free throw percentage as his time as a Bull compared to Kobe's career. Has a much higher 2-point percentage. Like the whole argument, one of the great arguments made for Kobe Bryant is that he was such a superior 3-point shooter and such a superior perimeter shooter. Well, frankly, the numbers don't really back that up. And keep in mind that there were quite a few seasons in Jordan's career where the 3-point line was out farther than it is today. You've got to keep that in mind. Jordan has far more 30-point per game seasons, far more 30-point games, far more 40-point games, far more 50-point games, and that's just the regular season. And in a lot of these categories, Jordan is dominant. So even if we want to sit there and argue that Kobe Bryant is the second greatest 2-guard of all time, and I can facilitate that argument because I believe that, the difference between number 2 and number 1 is not small or tiny like most people like you to believe. It is vast and significant. And that is only in the regular season. We haven't even got to where Jordan truly distinguishes himself compared to the rest of the field, and especially somebody like Kobe Bryant. Let's look at the playoffs. This has always been where Jordan separates himself. And not by a little bit compared to some of these other great players, by a wide, wide margin. It is why LeBron at the end of his career will be a great player, one of the all-time greats, but he won't measure up to Jordan. It is why Kobe Bryant is a great player, an all-time great player, and he doesn't measure up to Jordan. It's not just Jordan's superior abilities in the regular season, superior production and performances in the regular season. It's the massive superiority in the playoffs. Jordan has a higher career points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game, steals per game, blocks per game compared to Kobe Bryant. He shot better from 2-point range, He shot better from 3-point range compared to Kobe Bryant. He had a higher overall field goal percentage than Kobe Bryant. And again, it's not that close. I think Jordan's like 48%. Kobe's like 45%. Jordan has more career 30-point games in the playoffs. But again, by a wide margin, I think it's over 50 games. And Kobe's played 40+ more playoff games in his career than MJ ever did. Jordan has far more 40-point games. Like, he owns Kobe and even like LeBron in this category. He makes everybody his bitch. He has more career 50-point playoff games. More 30-point per game playoff seasons. I mean, Jordan just imposes his will in this whole debate, especially not just in the regular season, where he clearly does, but really in the playoffs, and especially in the NBA Finals. Do I even really need to bring up the NBA Finals? Jordan actually would elevate his game. Jordan would actually play even better than he did at times during the regular season against superior level of competition the deeper you went into the playoffs. Whereas Kobe either leveled off or he regressed. Look at the shooting percentages. And I even ask you this. When you think about greatness for Kobe and greatness for Jordan, one of the first things that's always brought up about Kobe is his 81-point game against a terrible-ass fucking Toronto Raptors team. How often do you think about great signature performances in the playoffs? I think more about doo-doo series and doo-doo moments with Kobe Bryant than I do the greatness. I think about his horrible shooting performance in Game 7 of the 2010 Finals. Oh, that's right. A Kobe-led team actually had to go 7 games in the Finals. Jordan made it 6 times. Never once did his team lose, and never once did his team have to go play 7 games. Whereas twice, Kobe was the man on a championship team. And one of those 2 times they had to go to 7 freaking games. And in that 7th game, Kobe was god-awful bad. I think he was like 6 of 24 from the fucking field. That's horrendous. And he's supposed to be the man. I think about him disappearing in 2008 against the Celtics. I think about early in his career, how he was largely a non-factor against Indiana. How the fact that Shaq was so far superior and would carry the team against double and triple teaming, yet Kobe would struggle mightily from the field against single coverage. I mean, it's not even close. I don't know whether it's a generational thing and people that didn't see Jordan and Kobe are only going off of what they see with Kobe and they think automatically that he's better because they're trying to establish that their generation is better than the previous one. I don't know if it's just a loyalty to Kobe because that's what you're familiar with and that's what you've grown up with. I don't know if it's just a matter of the media bias trying to prop up today's product and make it look better and saying that as a result that Kobe is better than Jordan. I don't know if it's just buying into and believing that crap. I don't know if it's just pure fucking fantasy. Because in order to believe that Michael Jordan isn't better than Kobe Bryant, and frankly better by this significant margin, requires you to live in a fucking fantasy world. You just think about the finals alone. I think about signature performances for Jordan, like Game 2 of the 91 finals. His shot to send the game in overtime in Game 3. Look at Game 1 of 92. 6 threes in the first half. 35 points in the first half. You look at 93. Game 4, he scored 55 points. Look at the 97 finals. The game-winning shot in Game 1. Game 5, 38 points with the flu. They call it the flu game. Even that Game 6, that closeout game, he had 39 points. Then the next year, he comes back 45 points in his last game as the Chicago Bull in Game 6 of the 98 finals in the Delta Center against a disciplined, tough Jazz team to help his team win a 6th NBA championship and 6 finals appearances. And again, that's just the finals. And there are so many other marquee, big-time playoff performances by Jordan. When you think about marquee performances by Kobe, in the playoffs specifically, you think about bad things. His team losing to the Suns after being up 3-1. The 08 finals. The 04 finals where he decided he wanted to be the guy that took all the fucking shots and shot less than 40% from the damn field against the Pistons. 2010, Game 7. You think about that shit. I'm really, truly struggling to even think of a signature playoff moment other than Kobe in Game 7 of the 2000 Western Conference Finals, sitting there and lobbing the ball up to Shaq. That's the key play. That is the signature play. It started that Lakers dynasty with Kobe and Shaq. It revolved on Kobe playing second fiddle to Shaq. I think of one maybe truly great game I could ever think of in the NBA Finals that Kobe ever had. And I think it was Game 1 of 2009 against Orlando. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But it doesn't fucking matter. It just further accentuates just how fucking right I am in this argument. Kobe is a great player. Again, I will emphasize. An all-time great player. One of the 10 best of all time, yes. But god damn it all, I'm tired of this fucking MJ and Kobe comparison because frankly, there is no comparison. More championships, more MVPs, a far superior scorer, a far superior shooter, a superior rebounder, a superior facilitator, a superior defender. More dominance in his time against a superior level of competition. And far exceedingly better in the playoffs and in particular the NBA Finals. In what universe does Kobe even compare to MJ? Let alone in what universe could anybody in their right ever-loving fucking mind say Kobe Bryant is better than MJ? If you ever, and I emphasize again, ever, hear somebody say that to you or suggest that to you and actually try to tell you that that shit is true, do not ever listen to them about anything pertaining to the NBA again because they clearly have no fucking idea. I understand Kobe always tried to pattern himself after MJ, so some of the comparisons are natural. I get that. At the end of the day, however, Kobe is no MJ. Stop it. Just stop it. Trying to compare this two guys is fucking madness because there is no comparison. Kobe is great in his own way. Just let Kobe be great. Because frankly, even as I was going through this and looking at some of the numbers, When I did compare him to MJ, Kobe didn't look as great. He really didn't. It's not this close like so many idiots try to tell you. Jordan is by far the greatest player of all time, and in particular the greatest two-guard of all time, and Kobe's down here. So stop it. Stop these ridiculous comparisons because they make you look like morons.